Tonight on Elon Local News.
An exclusive look when students can expect to eat at McEwen Dining Hall.
Jobs for students. How some students are balancing more than just classes.
And Paul's Off, the newest addition to one local police department.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Grace Morris.
And I'm Samantha Casamento. After weeks of delay, the wait continues for the McEwen Dining Hall to open. Our Maya Eaglin is live with more information. Maya.
Thanks, Grace and Sam. I got a sneak peek into McEwen and I also got a tentative opening date. Take a look.
Although the opening date for McEwen has continually been pushed back, head of McEwen Dining Marketing, Casey Claflin, says some of the delays were out of their control.
I think just general, kind of construction delays just along the way. But yeah, the hurricane definitely did not help last week.
Students could be allowed downstairs by October 25th. That's the all-you-can-eat dining hall. The upstairs will have a number of a la carte options with a planned opening in early November. Claflin says those dates could change.
A lot of it depends on the construction wrapping up and then the inspections that are going to happen over the next few weeks. But I can say that we are very close.
Payway and Village Juice Company are planned for upstairs. This will be the fourth Village Juice location. They've recently opened at Wake Forest University.
Village Juice we're super excited about because it's a true local retail connection from a juice company in Winston-Salem.
So I spoke with Village Juice manager Marshall Tate, and he says he's been wanting to bring healthier eating options to college campuses all across the state. To recap, students should be able to be in downstairs McEwen October 25th and upstairs November 7th. So not too much longer of a wait, but we're all looking forward, I'm sure, to eating there. I'm Maya Eaglin, Grace and Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Maya. Elon Dining will be posting clues on its social media of where students can get hidden tickets to a private opening of McEwen.
An Elon Uber driver's car is damaged beyond repair. Our Jack Norcross has the details.
After letting his dog out, he noticed smoke coming out of the passenger side of the car.
Went in and grabbed my husband. We came back outside. By that time, it had actually flamed up on the passenger side of the car.
Before he knew it, he heard a boom and his whole car was engulfed in flames.
I was depressed. I was truly depressed because I worked hard for this. And this is my moneymaker because basically everything I make for Uber basically pays my way through college.
Cox is currently getting an online MBA degree through Colorado Tech, in addition to working as a school nutritionist in Chapel Hill. ENN checked to see if there were any open recalls on his 2013 Ford Fusion, and we found two. One being the possibility of a cylinder head crack, which, quote, may cause an oil leak that may result in a fire in the engine compartment. While Cox wasn't sure this was the cause of the fire, he said he didn't know about the recall when he bought the vehicle used 3 months ago.
It'll make me do a little bit more research, and if that's the case and it wasn't fixed, I'll go after Ford, because I could have literally still been in the car. Because like I said, I'm normally out till about 7 a.m., but something told me to come home, and I listened to my instincts and came home early that night.
Uber did not notify him of any outstanding recalls. Jack Norcross, Elon Local News.
Elon News Network reached out to Uber for comment, but as of now, they have yet to reply.
And this morning, the 2017 Annual Security Report was sent in an email to students, faculty, and staff from Vice President of Student Life, John Dooley. Required by federal law, the report includes crime statistics, prevention strategies, and campus safety resources. Our Rachel Ellis spoke to an Elon self-defense instructor about ways for college students to stay safe. She joins us now at the anchor desk with more. Rachel.
Yes, thank you, Grace and Samantha. According to Elon Campus Safety and Police, the university is reporting that there were no aggravated assaults in 2015, 2016, and 2017. However, the report did show incidents of dating violence, stalking, and rape over the past 3 years. According to Elon's self-defense instructor, Jason Thomas, students should always be aware of their surroundings, no matter where they are. Thomas says situational awareness should be the first priority for anyone walking around campus, especially at night, and to make every effort to walk near well-lit areas in a group of, if possible, and avoid being on your phone. If heading to your car, have keys in your hand before even going outside. But if there is any sign of stalking or trailing, it's all about getting away from the threat as fast as possible.
Get in shape. The best defense you can have is a fast 40-yard dash. Just get away to defuse the situation.
While he says the best fights are the ones that don't happen, if an attacker does approach you, screaming and defending yourself at all costs is vital.
There are no rules. It sounds kind of graphic, but you can use your elbows, your knees, your fingers, your teeth. You do whatever you have to do.
Yeah, so Thomas, Grace, and Samantha, he was telling me that, like I said earlier, that just being self-aware is really important, and using those campus resources is crucial to student safety.
And what can students do before they resort to self-defense when it comes to a situation like this?
Yes, great question. There are 36 blue light phones on campus, and according to Elon Campus Safety and Police, they were telling me that as more buildings continue, as this construction continues on campus, that more blue lights will actually be in place. And also, e-rides is available for students between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. and they highly encourage students to utilize this service.
All right, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Rachel.
guys.
Well, Mental Health Awareness Week starts next week, and the Elon community is working to raise awareness on hazing prevention. According to the American Psychological Association, hazing is a mentally and potentially physically damaging practice. Jim and Evelyn Piazza, the parents of Penn State University student Timothy Piazza, who died as a result of hazing in February 2017, spoke to about 600 members of the Elon community last Thursday about hazing prevention. Their son is one of 41 people who have died from hazing in the last decade. Aside from death, the Piazzas say hazing can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, and long-term health effects. The Piazzas urge both student and university leaders to take action against hazing.
For the university leaders, I would say you need to put in place strict rules and you need to enforce them. Rules without enforcement, they're not followed. So you need to be aggressive in your enforcement. It needs to be swift. It needs to make a difference. For the leaders at the organizations, the student leaders, they need to learn to say, no, not on my watch. This isn't going to happen. I'm not going to take that risk. I have a lot of future ahead of me that I don't want to jeopardize. So we need those students to step up.
With fall rush for fraternities ending a week ago, Jim Piazza has advice for new members of those organizations.
Don't do anything that doesn't feel right. Make a pact with your fellow pledges, and if you're being asked to do something that doesn't seem right, you say no together. Because at the end of the day, the fraternity needs the pledges as much as the pledges need the fraternity, right? So if the whole pledge class says, no, we're not doing it, well, guess what? They're not doing it.
To see the full interview with the Piazzas, visit elonnewsnetwork.com.
Election day is fast approaching as only 36 days stand between now and the 2018 midterm election. Here is some information that you need to know in order to vote in this November's election. Here in the state of North Carolina, you need to register to vote by October 12th in order to vote in the 2018 elections. If you're looking to register to vote in an absentee in another state other than North Carolina, TurboVote is a great resource for you. It can guide you through each state's policy, and TurboVote is actually designed for college students to either request or register for an absentee ballot. After visiting, as you can see here, ElonTurboVote.com, you'll be prompted to enter your physical address, where you would like to vote, and followed by a variety of questions based off of your record of previous registration. And if you decide to vote here at Elon, where you live, whether you live, in a house, apartment, or dorm, be sure to enter your physical address. Also make sure you know where you will be voting. Most Elon students with an address south of campus, in the purple here, will vote at First Baptist Church of Elon. For those who live north of the tracks in this blue area, you'll be voting at Antioch Community Church. Elon Votes will also be providing free shuttles for both polling locations on that day. And we want to remind you that we will have live coverage of the elections on Tuesday, November 6th from 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. Our reporters will be following all the major local races, so be sure to join us.
Today, Elon professors, staff, and students sat down to discuss current major news topics. Leading the conversation, Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing to the Supreme Court. In a press conference today, President Donald Trump said he, quote, he wants a, quote, comprehensive FBI investigation into sexual assault allegations against Kavanaugh. Elon professor Naima Clark organized the discussion with the Council on Civic Engagement and says this is a discussion everyone should be having.
This is a topic that affects all of us in every aspect of our life, right? The Supreme Court is, it is the most important body, political body or governmental body in this country. And so if we're not having these discussions in class, where are we having these conversations?
It is unknown when the Senate will vote on whether or not to confirm Kavanaugh.
According to the Office of Parent Engagement, more than 5,000 people traveled to Elon's campus to celebrate Family Weekend. Families were able to participate in a wide array of events, including a tailgate and a football game. Elon's sophomore, Mary Grace Carvey, both of her parents graduated from Elon, and she remembers them taking her to football games as a kid.
I grew up coming to homecoming here. I was one of the little kids on the hill sliding down, and now I'm sitting in the stands.
Now Carvey is able to take her parents to football games and introduce them to her friends.
Allowed for new relationships to be built between our families. So I think by having the tailgates with your organizations, it facilitates new relationships not only between different students but also the families, which my parents personally love that.
For more on Elon football, Jack Haley will be live in the studio later in the show. Make sure to stick with us.
And coming up after the break, we met up at the Grills with Elon's 7 a.m. tailgaters.
You're watching Elon Local News.
Getting out of the Elon bubble can be difficult when it comes to jobs. Some Elon students, though, say that it's necessary to leave campus in order to find better employment. Our Carly Thomas has more.
Working on campus is a common practice. According to Executive Director of the Student Professional Development Center, Tom Brinkley, nearly 25% of the student body has a job with Elon. But not every student thinks that this is the best option. Junior Samantha O'Connor, who works for the Burlington Toyota dealership, says she makes $2 more than the starting hourly pay for on-campus jobs, which is $9. O'Connor also thinks it's important to get out of the Elon bubble and see different aspects of the world.
It gives you the opportunity to see all different ways that you can work with people, not just working with students or working with alumni.
Those students look for off-campus jobs to meet financial needs or other reasons. Brinkley says he thinks students who work off-campus are missing out on something important.
Students that work on campus are more engaged on campus. They become more acquainted with faculty, staff members, and their quality of their experience is far superior to just working in a off-campus job.
According to a study done by the U.S. Department of Education, students that work 1 to 15 hours a week have a higher GPA than students working over 16 hours and students who don't work at all. Off-campus jobs are not always easily accessible for students, as transportation challenges and busy schedules can prevent them from getting one. Sophomore Mia Wallace says she thinks getting an on-campus job was a great opportunity.
To be able to work where I live is kind of ideal, and I really thought it was just a good choice to make.
As Elon continues to grow, so do the number of job positions. It will be up to students to decide which jobs meet their needs. Carly Thomas, Elon Local News.
If you're interested in an on-campus job, visit the Elon Job Network on the Student Professional Development Center's website.
After the first full month on campus, we checked in with the residents of the newest resident hall on campus, East Neighborhood. The new dorms were designed with common spaces in mind. Sophomore RA Jenny O'Brien says seeing her residents spend time in the common spaces together makes her job easier.
People are kind of lonely when they first get to college, and if you just provide them with a place where they can sit and see other people, then they're naturally going to gravitate towards those spaces, and community's naturally going to form around it.
Resident of East Neighborhood Jack Corby says he enjoys the community space as a place to hang out with his friends.
I definitely feel like these spaces have helped us grow as a community and things like that, especially with like the dorm rooms are very small and very personalized, and it feels weird to have a bunch of people in your space and then also go in their space. So to have a common area to kind of overlap and that everybody can call their own really helps the community build.
East Neighborhood is home to 350 students. So Grace, it's been pretty hot out this weekend. It was a scorcher.
It was, but today I was actually pretty happy with the weather. It seemed to be cooling off just a little bit. It really seems like we're getting into the fall. Well, Paloma is outside right now with our Phoenix 5-day forecast. What are we going to see out there, Paloma?
Hi, I'm Paloma Camacho, live under the oaks. As you can tell, it has been very sunny, fresh off family weekend. As I walked around campus, I could see there are leaves that are starting to brown, but other than that, there is no indication that it is fall. So as I walked around campus, I could see students going out, grabbing coffee, and I could also see students by the fountain relaxing and enjoying the nice warm weather, which will hopefully continue throughout the week. Let's take a look at our Phoenix 5-day forecast. So tomorrow on Tuesday, the high is 83 with the low of 64. On Wednesday, we have a high of 86 and a low of 65. Thursday, a high of 88 and a low of 67. Friday, another high of 88 and a low of 68. But unfortunately on Saturday, we do predict that there will be thunderstorms. It will still be pretty hot with a high of 83 and a low of 67. That's all the news I have for you today. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Paloma.
I'll be here to talk about football's big weekend and the week ahead for Elon Athletics after the break. Stay tuned.
And now we have Jack in the studio with sports. Jack.
Thank you, Sam. Elon now ranks number 10 in the nation in football. This was announced earlier today by the Football Championship Subdivision. This comes after Elon's third straight win on Saturday. A balanced offensive and defensive effort was enough for the Phoenix to beat the Wildcats of UNH 30-9. Cortez Weeks was explosive with a career-high 14 catches for 165 yards. Football will now take on national number 2 James Madison University on this Saturday on the road. Let's take a look at what else is coming up this week. Men's soccer will take on the University of Delaware at home Wednesday night. Volleyball will have 3 games at home this week. They will face Townsend University on Thursday, JMU on Saturday, and the University of Delaware on Sunday.
So, Jack, it sounds like our sports teams are doing all right. Is that the case?
Football is. People have been on a bit of a slide, but they're going to get back on the horse, and hopefully they're going to have a good week.
What was our turnout looking like for this past family weekend?
Family weekend, I believe, was the 6th biggest crowd to ever pass through the turnstiles at Rhodes Stadium. People were excited to see our football team this weekend.
That is awesome.
That's great to hear.
According to their Twitter bio, these Phoenix Fanatics are living the maroon life with an emphasis on tailgating. For the past 7 years, Elon Football has had the 7 a.m. tailgate crew, barbecuing and celebrating the Phoenix football at every home game. Take a look.
Both old-timers and newcomers alike joined together for every Elon football home game to tailgate.
Earl and I have been tailgating here since they built this stadium.
We joined them last year, and it's been a blast.
Actually, it's my first time attending.
But these aren't your average tailgaters. They call themselves the Elon 7 a.m. tailgate crew, and they cook up tons of food, from sausage to filet mignon, in the hours leading up to kickoff.
What is the food to have at the 7 a.m. tailgate?
What we got going right here, the filet mignon.
When they have brisket, it's ridiculous.
The beef tenderloin he's cooking today. That's good. Oh, yeah.
Good. Anytime I have anything with pork, I'm in. And pork rolls, whatever. Anything pork, I'm good.
We like anything. Anything.
The tailgate group has grown since their start, now hosting an average of 120 to 150 people per tailgate. For veteran tailgaters like Mike Cross and Brian Martindale, the student-organized ones don't quite compare to theirs.
They don't have big grills like we do.
Yeah, we got the big grill.
The tailgaters' claim to fame is their banner that flies high over their tents. Radio host David Glenn awarded them the Best Tailgaters of the Year in 2017. Although the tailgate has gained statewide recognition, longtime tailgaters remind the community to remember their humble beginnings.
So this has come a long way since tailgating started.
Jack Haley,
How come I do all the work and y'all do the interviews? I do not understand this.
Elon Local News.
To
keep up with the 7 a.m. Tailgaters, you can follow them on Twitter at Elon 7 a.m. Tailgate.
Well, thanks so much, Jack. And coming up, the Elon Police Department's newest addition.
The town of Elon has a new member serving in the community. Our Megan Lynn introduces you to him.
Spartacus is like any other dog. He likes to play catch, go on walks, and hunt for treats. But he's more than just a pet.
He's very smart. He really is. He has, he's very alert dog too. Hey.
Spartacus is the town of Elon Police Department's newest canine.
Come.
And he was the perfect match for Patrolman Dietrich Graves.
Good job. You want a dog that fits your personality. I'm a hard worker and I have a lot of drive. So I was looking for a dog that wants to work just as much as I do.
Spartacus is trained in tracking and trailing scents, whether that's detecting drugs or people.
So let's say, for example, you have on perfume, you take off running. To me, it just smells like you, okay? He's able to pick up everything about your odor, and he's going to be able to track it.
We're going to see if Spartacus can find this ball I had for him based on picking up my scent on this Phoenix card. You ready?
I hid my Phoenix card behind this building and the toy behind these bushes. Then Graves led Spartacus to the card to pick up my scent. From there, he tracked it to his toy.
You found it! Good job.
Spartacus is about halfway through his 8 weeks of training, and then he'll officially be working with Graves. She says they're still building their relationship.
We have a good bond going on, but we're working on making it better, so it's a process.
Megan Lynn?
I think we're going to make an awesome team, though. I really do.
Elon Local News.
Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great night, Elon.